Hello, everybody. It is me, Briskatuzi, and today we're here talking about the Rising of the Shield Hero episode 10. The starting of this episode didn't have like a little like preview thing, so it just went right into the intro. And like man, most of these moments with Naofumi just acting like a total asshole because of like stuff that happened to him in the past, just acting like an arrogant person just randomly, if that's the right word to use. I might need to look that up. But he's just denying Melty's help because like the queen asked Melty to like help out the shield hero by trying. It's weird how she would ask like how old is Melty? Like she has to be like below 15, right? She has to be like 14 or 13. Like I guess Naofumi is like around that age, right? Like, yeah, but she seems, yeah, because of how tiny she is, she seems younger. Like she seems like she's below 13, maybe. Maybe she's like 13 or something. I might need to look that up. But asking like a child to like dethrone the king and even like dethrone the princess, like the is she younger or is she older? Like how would Melty even be able to do that? Like that would be impossible. Like even if she had like the guards that like went with her to like take her away from Naofumi after Naofumi had like a little tiny like thing telling her to leave and stuff like that, and then she like left like sort of sad. Like the guards that she's with has to be like it's either their guards with her or their guards against her. But like trouble's gonna happen there because like they might even like try to like shut her up or something like from the king's side. But it seemed like when they went to the queen's side, like they were like a whole she had like a whole bunch of guards and they seemed mostly like European based, especially their like garp and stuff like that, and having like the cross and having like spears and stuff like that. That was a pretty like armed up place, like just trying to protect the queen. I guess she's like having like a rival faction against the king maybe. And then we saw how Philo was being very sad about Naofumi because Philo made friends with Melty's son. So then she's like trying to like get information out of Naofumi, saying like why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Even Raftalia was just like what are you doing, Naofumi? You shouldn't be like this. And then he's just like, I just can't trust them. I can't trust anybody except for like I guess he only trusts Raftalia and Philo. Then after that, a whole bunch of like those bunch of like children knights were showed up out of nowhere and were asking to be a part of Nafumi's group or like be a part of the group when they're like during waves. And it's when there were mages, like when they're like witches or like mages a part of like the night group, I was like, where did those people come from? But as soon as when they mentioned that they were from Loot Village, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense because just like seeing knights there made sense because of like because of the first wave, but then seeing mages there, I got kind of confused. Then after that, Nafumi's just like, you can join, but only if you buy this necklace that I made for 150 silvers. Like, damn, dude, why are you're like trying to like screw these people over? And then they're just like 150 silvers. I guess we can do it. I guess if they just said screw this, that means that Naofumi couldn't trust them. But since they said we'll try to get the money together, then I guess I guess that would be possible for him to trust them. Naofumi and Reptilian Fellow just stayed at the blacksmith's place because this is where it took place, especially from last episode. And they were like getting their armor upgraded and stuff like that. We start talking about a class upgrade. Now, I don't remember if he does get class upgraded in the manga because I'm pretty sure that he went like a really long time without getting class upgrade. Like, did he ever eventually get that class upgrade, or did that never happen? I don't even know what happens when that happens. Do you like is the max level like 38 or 40 or something? Because right now it like Naofumi is level 38. Raftalia is level 40, but I'm really wondering how that class upgrade works. If someone can tell me in the comments. But that's the stuff that happened in the first 6 minutes of this episode because I've only watched that much so far. So yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes to do the rest of this. Okay, I am back, and just damn, man, he went into the church because apparently the Dragon Hourglass to upgrade your classes where it was at the church place where there was like nuns there for some reason. Those were a lot of nuns, like just like that had to be a part of the church, but he had to go to like the hourglass that shows the time of the next wave in order to do a class upgrade, which was pretty weird. But I guess that does make sense because the hourglass has to do with the waves and also has to do with heroes. So I guess all of that makes sense. But he went to go and do it, and then apparently he had to pay 15 gold coins. Like, just damn, man, those like nuns are and just like that royalty. It's a bunch of like cheap bastards that are just assholes. Especially that one lady that came in with the royal decree from the king that said that nobody can do business with the shield hero in the hourglass place. Like, who knows what other rules the king has done against the shield hero? Like, they're just being like total just douchebags towards him, even more so. And he's just having total just like PTSD still, just trying just to remembering the past stuff that happened to him. He was gonna pay for only Reptalia to get it, and he was just gonna pay for himself and then Philo next time. But then he ended up getting stopped, And then they're even scared of him. Like when Naofumi went up to the nun that had his gold after he gave it to her, he like went up and then she like backed away. Like, damn man, like what type of stuff? I guess it's because of like the like all of the rumors about him. I guess people still remember that, so they're like being very like scared of him. So then he ended up taking his gold back and then leaving. After that, he went to the merchant's place again, which is pretty cool because I really like that character. He's really funny and cool. And then we found out that apparently the merchant guy's business is very thriving because of the shield hero. I guess he's been like spreading his name around, or I guess people found out that he went to this place to get his slaves, and apparently he's like tricking people by saying that if the because Naofumi got Philo and Raptalia from this slave merchant, he's like people think that his other slaves are going to be like them, even though they're different because of their interaction. I think that because their interactions with Naofumi happened. That's why they're so like powerful and stuff like that. And then after that, Naofumi ends up asking the merchant for information about how to do class upgrades. He tries to get the merchant to do class upgrades, but then he says that he couldn't. And then he ended up giving information to him for free, saying that he can go to other kingdoms that apparently have hourglasses, which I guess is convenient because if you do travel away from like the main like capital that they're at, if you wanted to go to other capitals, then it would be very like convenient to have other hourglasses there. So then the merchant ends up like saying a bunch of like different places, and apparently all of those places are going to be like a ways travel. It's either going to take a few weeks or they might take up to a month. And then like there's a place called Shieldom, which that place would have to be like a place where they like the shield hero, right? Because if they have shield in the name, that would seem convenient. I think they also mentioned demi-humans for that place, or was it the other place that he mentioned that would be a different place to go to? Merchant ends up giving Naofumi a gift to Philo, giving her metal claws to put on her feet. And I'm really wondering what that's gonna do. Like, is that gonna like make her go faster? Because it's probably gonna like pierce things a lot quicker. Even though her normal talons could probably do that, but I guess if you put metal there, it would be even more powerful of an attack. But I guess it's just like a metal like thing. But other than that, that's all that happened so far. I'm at the 11 and 21 minute mark, and the next time that I come back, I'm going to review the rest of this episode if I remember things, because I'm reviewing this thing in sections because I forget everything that happens sometimes. So yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes to review the rest of it. Okay, I'm back once again. I still haven't watched the whole entire episode so far, but they were in a sewer, and then they started to like attack like another crocodile. We saw like alligators, crocodiles last episode, and they look kind of funny. Now these crocodiles or alligator monsters in the sewer that they were fighting. Now those ones actually look kind of cool, and they look kind of like normal, like real life ones almost. But it was cool seeing them purple and stuff like that. And then we had Philo trying out her like talons to like kill it. At first, it just seemed like it just did like bouncing damage, like it just hit it and just knocked it around like super hard. But then after that, she like cut off its head, and then Raphtalia was like stabbing it in the neck and like cut off its tail because she got a new sword when they were at the blacksmith place early in this episode. It showed them in an inn, and then even before, like something that I forgot early in this episode is that Raphtalia was very saddened by Naofumi saying that once all the ways are done and once he gets this all done, he just wants to return home, and he doesn't want. I guess he just doesn't want to deal with like this world anymore. And same thing with the royalty family, because he's not really like thinking about Raphtalia and Philo, even though that he does think of it sometimes, but most of the time you can tell that he's just like he's okay with just leaving this world and leaving them behind. But he did say that he does want her to get the class upgrade because he wants her to be strong and stuff like that. But then they're in the inn, and it showed Naofumi like attaching like more bandages onto Raphtalia's arm because apparently she still has the curse. And I'm wondering, like, it showed the pure holy water like on like the table next to the bandages, and I'm wondering like does is she not taking it like at once? Like, does she need to take it over a period of time? I guess I'm like, because I've been watching this and also reincarnated as a slime. I like always think that because of reincarnated slime, like people get healed instantly from potions because of the main character. So then seeing like in this where it just is taking a long time is kind of weird for me. But she did mention how Naofumi using the bandages. I guess he did pour. I guess the water in that bowl must have been the holy water, right? Or was that just regular water? I guess it makes sense. I guess he could enhance the holy water, right? Like he did with other medicine. If he could do that, that'd be pretty awesome. Then he's like was healing her, and I guess he was saying that he hopes that she's healed by the wave, and I'm pretty sure that she does get healed by the wave. And after that, Raphtalia tried to like get Naofumi to like take her with him because he wants to go back to his home and stuff like that. So then she said when he leaves, he wants her to take her with him. And I don't know if that's possible because I'm pretty sure that they might mention it later on. I don't think they mentioned it yet. Maybe they did mention it in the first episode or second episode, where like I think that wouldn't he like only be able to return with himself because all four heroes are from different versions of the real world. So I don't think like they'd be able to take other people with them unless like he would have to like figure out how to do that. But I don't think that'd be possible. Plus, wouldn't Philo also want to come with him? That'd be weird to have like a bird person there. He'd probably have to like keep them like give them disguises and stuff like that and put like house rules. We saw them traveling around, and then they went really far. Like they went to one town. I think that might have been Loot Village or a different village, and they tried to like get directions. And then after that, they went to a huge like border. Like there's a huge like border, sort of like the Great Wall of China, where they just went past it. And then they had he went to a place and he had to pay money. He had to pay. I think he had to. He used his merchant thing that the different merchant guy gave him to like be able to go into places for free. But then the guard there was just like, nah, you need to give me 2 silvers. And then after that, he's just like, you're having it rough, right? And then he's just like, I'm sorry, because apparently the town that he's at is apparently very like it's like a slum place. Like the whole entire place got destroyed by apparently the wave, which I guess is very decimating. Like, could you imagine what would have happened to Loot Village if the Shield Hero it didn't help them out? Because that's just devastating. And then after that, he ended up stopping his carriage because a whole bunch of people walked up to him, and then they started asking him for food and stuff like that. But he said only for money. Like he always asks for only for money, but then people just end up always telling him that they don't have money. So then he's just like and then after that, all the people say that apparently the reason for why the place is so desolate is because of the wave, but it's also because of a civil war that's happening that the bow hero started. Which, man, there's so many messes. Like first he saved the people from the plant village because of the spear hero. Then he saved people from the sword hero. Now he's saving people from the bow hero. And man, I'm pretty sure that I think that the sword hero is a pretty like I think he's just like a what is it like dense like a dense character. Like he's smart, but at the same time he isn't. And then like spear hero is just an idiot and stupid. And then I'm pretty sure that the bow hero is like a self-righteous like he thinks that he's a self-righteous hero and he's like sort of like an asshole. Naofumi ended up making food for the rest of the villagers and like setting up a camp to like help them and stuff like that. And then he like reluctantly did. Naofumi walked off, and then he ended up grabbing like a little like I guess an instrument or something, or just a random toy on the ground. So yeah, that's where I'm at so far at the 16-minute mark. So yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes for the rest of this episode. I am back, and I just watched the rest of this episode until the ending, and just, man, the very ending. Foreshadowing with that character. Now, to be honest, even to the latest chapter of the manga, that character, I don't understand her whatsoever. Her, like, story and her arc makes no so much sense, especially later in the future. So then after the part where they helped the villagers and fed them food and stuff like that, Naofumi, like, learned about their situation and stuff like that, and he went to an inn again to, like, have food at a place. When he was in the inn, he saw the sword hero and bow hero right there with him on a different table. And then apparently they started like talking about how all of their job requests in the past were getting like removed and canceled, and they're thinking that someone was doing their jobs for them and stuff like that, and were taking the rewards. Which is weird because you think that if they got the job done, wouldn't they already get rewards? Like why would they have to have like a waiting period? Because if Naofumi was able to like go in and steal the rewards, even though that he was like picking up after them and picking out like trying to like complete their quest for them, I guess they must have not paid them because bad things happens. Even though that from the village that the bow hero saved, they said that things were going well at first, but then it went downhill. So wouldn't they pay him when it went good, or were they going to wait a while? Because it just seems weird. Plot holes right there, just plot holes. After that, one of the bow heroes, like men, I guess one of his girl men, came out of nowhere and then told him about a request that they got to like overthrow a king and stuff like that. So then it's really funny. This part was really funny to me. How the bow hero is just like, I need to teach that king some power means great responsibility, and then Naofumi ends up spitting out of his drink because he knows about Spider-Man. Just spits all over. I think was it Philo or was it Ratalia? I think it was Philo. And then after the bow hero and sword hero end up walking up to him and they're just like, "What's so funny?" And then after that, he's just like, Naofumi's just like, "Did you get bit by a radioactive spider, or did you? Or I think he might have just said just a spider." And then he's just like, "What?" I guess in their worlds they don't know about Spider-Man and really just didn't care, even though that they are all like 15, like 16 or something. So then you would think that they would know about Spider-Man unless they just don't care about pop culture in their world. So I guess Naofumi is the regular world, because I guess he's just like the normal world instead of their like distortion worlds. And then after that, Naofumi ended up confronting the both of them, telling them about the story, saying how he told the bow hero that he ended up like completing his job like a few like hours ago or like a few days ago, like cleaning up that village and then feeding them. And he told the sword hero Ren, I think I just remembered his name. He ended up telling Ren about how he ended up defeating the dragon for him. He had to like clean up his mess and told him about all of the like all of the sickness spreading around. And I like it how the bow hero just tells Naofumi straight up that he doesn't believe him whatsoever and thinks bad about him. Now this is the thing, like really the two heroes that are just stupid and you can't trust are the bow hero and spear hero. But the sword hero, he has some leeway. Like literally, especially later on in the series, I think that he has some leeway, especially this episode, how he ends up believing Naofumi about the dragon because he looks over at Talia and sees like her bandages and sees the curse mark. So even though that curse mark was by Naofumi, it does make sense that the sword hero would think that it was from the dragon. So then he ends up leaving him right away. Naofumi ends up just walking away from them, just leave. They didn't even finish their food, which was kind of sad, especially for Philo. She would probably be really sad for not eating the rest of her food. All of the other the knights and the mages walked up to him, end up saying that they got the 150 silver finally, and they were going to give it to him. And then I like it how like there's like, here you go, and then after that Naofumi goes over and then gives them the necklace that they had, and then he said, keep the money, get new armor, which I guess is pretty cool because he sort of like does like switcheroos a lot whenever when he acts like an asshole towards people or acts very mean. Even though that I guess he is only I guess he's in his head all the time. So I guess Raftalia and Philo wouldn't really know what he's thinking. So then after that, he ends up accepting them into his party. And I don't know, they aren't like official members because it's like a different menu screen on his game screen when he's looking through his eyes. So I guess he just has them like a part of his like sub party with his regular party. The episode ended with them having a strategy meeting because it's only, what was it, 27 hours until the next wave, and then we saw the ending with the foreshadowing lady person when the wave opened. And I still have no idea how that works. That's pretty much all that happened in this episode. This episode was pretty good, and I guess that the wave is going to be next episode. I really like the contents of it. It was a lot more interesting than past episodes. I've had a lot to talk about. And yeah, if you enjoyed this review, my thoughts and my opinions on this episode, leave a like. If you didn't enjoy this whatsoever, then leave a dislike. And I'll see you guys next review next week. And yeah, bye. See you later.